Hi everyone, it's Evangeline here at etrailer, and today we'll be taking a look at the Yakima JayLow Kayak Carrier right here on our 2022 Nissan Pathfinder. So this Nissan Pathfinder came to us with factory crossbars, so it's kind of tricky finding a good fit, especially in the kayak carrier world, but the Yakima JayLow worked out. Like, we had to figure out little things that we could do to make it level, but we did it, and now we have a really good kayak carrier on our vehicle. So I'm going to talk about the different specs, different measurements, different features of this carrier, but we're going to focus on the Nissan Pathfinder. That way you can get the best fit for you, your adventures, your float trips, and your vehicle. So first, let's talk about the types of kayaks you can carry with this. So weight capacity. If you have a single kayak, you can carry up to 80 pounds with this carrier. If you're using this to carry two kayaks, you can carry up to 110 pounds total. Now this does depend on your actual roof weight capacity. The good news is your factory roof here has a weight capacity of 165 pounds, so you're definitely within that. So notice that we have our kayak tied down right now. So that's because this includes two cam buckle straps as well as two bow and stern straps. So those cam buckle straps are pretty nice. They're metal cam buckles, and then they really pinch onto our strap here. We also have these rubber covers around the cam buckles. So if they are making contact with your kayak, like what it does over here, you have that rubber in between to cushion it, and that way that metal is not scratching up your kayak. So the included bow and stern straps are going to go onto the bow and stern of your kayak. One goes into your hood and the other one goes into the back, whether you have a hatch or a hitch. Now I'm going to take off the straps. That way we can take a closer look at the kayak carrier. Oh, before I take it off though, notice how it goes in the back of the kayak carrier, up on that handle on top, and then I go around our roof rack. We have a super sturdy fit here. We'll take this off. So with the kayak off, we get to take a closer look at the carrier itself. So notice the way it's shaped. We have this ramp up here just to make it a little easier, just to ramp that kayak up and then into the saddle. So on that saddle, we have this rubber padding, and that's going to add to your grip, especially when the kayak is wet, but also provide a little bit of extra cushion. There's also that foam padding on the carrier's arm, and then up here is where we're going to attach our straps. So you can have this as a J style carrier or even a post style carrier. To adjust it, we have this lever here. We're going to pull that lever out. So if you have it straight up, you can put two kayaks. One's going to sit on your crossbars. If you have it as a J, you can put a single kayak. You can even fold this down when you're not planning on taking your kayaks out just yet. So with it stored like this, let's talk about dimensions. So how much space does it take up on our crossbar? Well, measuring from the end of one clamp to the end of the other, it sits at about 10¼ inches. I have it kind of further out. Let's push this closer to the end of our car so we can see how we have space on the other side for either the second kayak or for other accessories. Now talking about roof clearances, the first measurement is going to be from the top of the car to the bottom of the clamp, and that sits at about 3¾ inches. So you see there's plenty of clearance there. This is a very low profile clamp though, so you didn't have to adjust any wing nuts here. Now the height adds to the top of the roof is going to be up here. I guess it's the highest because of the curve, 9½ inches. So if you have it down in this compact position, this is how much height you'll have to think about when you're opening up your garage door or if you have things inside your garage. See that at the end of our carrier? Well, that's going to be a little cover, and if you take that out, you can add Yakima lock cores. So if you have other Yakum accessories, you can switch them out so that they're all keyed alike. This will allow you to secure your system. This is not included with your kayak carrier, so if you do want to lock it, you're going to have to get that separately. Easy to add on here at etrailer.com. So since your Pathfinder has factory roof racks, I say that this is going to be a lot easier to do if you have an aftermarket roof rack because you have a more level, stable surface. But I figured out a trick in order to install it even with a factory roof rack. Now, Everything you need is going to be included with this kayak carrier. You're going to have a single set of bow and stern straps, as well as cam buckle straps that will go around your kayak. If you want to use this to carry 2 kayaks though, you're going to have to pick up another kit. So we have one from Yakima. We also have the etrailer kayak strap kit. Either would work perfectly fine for you. Some other things I recommend adding on just to make it easier for yourself is going to be a height assist. So this is the door step. We have this this is a tire step actually installed onto our tire. I usually use a Moki door step just to get my height and traction for those straps, but it doesn't work on the Pathfinder, so your tire step is going to be the next best thing. Let's take a look at that install process. So we're going to install this kayak carrier, and the first thing we're going to do is make sure that the clamps are open. We have these levers right over here. They'll allow us to open and tighten down those clamps. So with them in the open position, we can then fit them around our factory crossbars. Now it's going to be a tricky fit because of the way these crossbars are shaped and because of how thin they are. So I'll show you my trick for this. So as I clamp them down, it's a little tricky, but what I do is I try to get it lined up with the middle clamp over here towards the front, and then we want them on the bottom groove towards the back right there. So then just try to hold that in place as you tighten down both levers evenly. And once you've tightened down both levers on this side, or I guess 4 levers in total as you do the front one, you can see that it's a pretty level surface here for our kayak. So just like that, we're ready to load up our kayak and strap that down. So my personal thoughts about this kayak carrier is if you have factory crossbars, a factory roof rack, and you're not interested in upgrading to an aftermarket roof rack, your options are limited for kayak carriers that are going to sit level onto your roof. So it was really nice to see that the Yakima JayLow made things level. You had those different grooves on the inside of the clamps, and then figuring out the best way to get those grooves around your thin crossbars made it so that we have a really good, strong, sturdy kayak carrier here. You can see even with the wind blowing around, our kayak is not going anywhere. So it's nice to see that it balances both good looks. It's a nice streamlined looking kayak carrier, and practicality. It's sturdy, it's durable, you have everything you need. Now again, I talked about like the different straps you can add on to this system. You can also get the tire step, which is what I'm standing on here. Those are more ease of use, as well as like the Yakima lock cores. Comparing this to other kayak carriers, the main difference is making sure it fits well on those factory crossbars. If you have aftermarket crossbars though, that's a different story. This still works really well as a kayak carrier, and it's a very good pairing with our Nissan Pathfinder right here. And that was a look right here at our Yakima JayLow Kayak Carriers on our 2022 Nissan Pathfinder. My name is Evangeline, and I hope you enjoyed the journey.